Hey everybody, so are you interested in starting Golf Battle out from scratch? Well, this guide is going to kind of show you some of the things you should think about and kind of show you some of the gameplay. And I have a lot of videos on my channel to kind of show you some of the shortcuts, but they're more guided towards a little bit more advanced players, those who have 4-power clubs. So this mostly would just be more entertainment for you. There are some other channels out there that show you some of the shortcuts for 1, 2, and 3 power clubs, so I would implore you to go check out those channels. But for now, let's just get into it. So one of the first things you want to do is collect your free coins. And then I'm going to shortcut over this next part, but you'll want to collect all these items up to the first chest. I generally don't care about the 5 gems, but if you're going to be a free-to-play player, it may be worth it. I just don't think it's worth it because then you'll have to go sit through all these ads, but I'll see you in a moment. So after you've gotten through all the ads, every day you're definitely going to want to come back and get this chest because it gives you some exclusive clubs. So this may be a good area to get some of the basic clubs in the game, and also different ways to improve your multiplier. So your multiplier is what determines when you're on the leaderboards how many points you get for the leaderboards. And over here it's not going to show up next, but we're going to see eventually once we get a little further. You'll see what your multiplier is. Right now we really don't have a multiplier because we're not getting scored on the leaderboards. Well, let's go in. So you can see your different clubs over here that you have access to. So we got rain. I guess we'll just equip that for now. I can see some of the different balls that we have access to. Let's see, Saturn. I guess we'll use this blue wave ball. We don't have any trails or hole effects yet. So from here, now you can try your lucky shot. So this resets every day. So there's two versions of the lucky shot. So there's this basic one, and then there's the golden lucky shot. You can get the golden lucky shot later. You're not going to see it in the store over here yet, but there's going to be what's called a piggy, and that'll give you some lucky shots. Or if you want to spend some money on the game, you can also pay to get some lucky shots as well. But let's go and try to get this. So this one, I generally like to go to this right side, and it's an orange. And you just got to get the angle right. It's a tough angle from this side. It's not my favorite lucky shot spot. Somewhere in here. I overshot it. It was close, but that's a good way to get clubs as well. We failed. And some of the legendary balls you may see in some other videos, you can get them out of that champion chest by getting the hole-in-one in here. But we won't focus on that in the video because we're just starting out. So our main goal is just to get as far as we can and start to learn some of the holes. So the leaderboards are over here. And then if you have friends, you can connect your Facebook account and get some gems and also play with your friends. Those games won't count towards the leaderboards, but it could be a fun way and just learn how to practice some of the maps. But seeing that I know some of these maps, let's dig in. So the first one that we have to get through is we have to get through Pine Forest. So let's go. And wait for a game. Alright, so this one you'll just want to full power it at an angle. Kind of get this bounce off. And over here with the 1 power, it's a lot. So it's about a red to get over. Almost had it in 2, but we'll finish it up. 3 is a good score on this hole. Wait for these people to finish. So there is a timer, mind you. So in the top, there's a timer. So after the first person gets in a hole, it's going to start to go down. And then after a couple people have gotten it in, it's definitely going to go down a lot more from 10. So make sure you try to play fast to finish the hole. This hole-in-one from this side is quite hard because you got this wall you got to contend with. But I'll try to get it through. Yeah, there we go. That was a good hole-in-one. So we got our first hole-in-one on this new account. Yay. Alright, and this hole is pretty easy, so you'll just want to go just over hard orange. Should get you somewhere in here, and then you can just get the right amount of power and get it in the hole. So congratulations, we won our first game. So right now, after you win, you're going to be able to get these chests, so you can start to unlock them. This first one is going to unlock immediately for us, but after this, we'll have to either pay gems or wait the time. You can also reduce it in the future by if you watch some ads. So let's see what we get in this first one. We've got a ball, we got a new club. Nothing spectacular, but let us continue. So now we gotta keep playing Pine Forest until we've accumulated enough points in order to get into the Rocky Mountain, which is the next map. And then the more you play, you'll be able to unlock more maps. So this is just gonna be the same as that we did last time. So it's just gonna be just above an orange. You wanna bank it off this back wall. There we go. Now we got 2 hole-in-ones on a new account. Not a bad start. Alright, for them to finish out. Alright, and then we got this hole, so this is the same stuff again. Boink, boink. Now this time we got it a little bit further, so we don't need a red. We can just do like a hard orange. Yeah, almost had it. Alright, but again, 3 is very good on this hole, so don't be disappointed if you don't make the 2. And if you're just starting out, a 4 can be very well in this hole too. Just takes time to learn some of the shortcuts and how much power you have to use for the power of club that you have. Okay, and then we got the same holes again. Wow, just different order. So this one's the hard orange. Get it over here. And then get into... There we go. So I think we're gonna tie with Julian, or Julian. So once you tie, the top 3 players are guaranteed points. On some of these original maps, we'll go later, there'll be a second version, a pro version, and an elite version. After you get into those, you won't score points if you come into the top 4th. But if you tie, then you have to go into these shootouts. And let's see, I'm not too familiar of what power I need for 1 power here. I know it's somewhere within an orange. Just do mid-orange. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we won the shootout, so we'll come in first place, and Julian will come in second place. Or Julian, however it's pronounced. So now we leveled up, so they'll give us some gems for leveling up. We still don't see anything over here yet. But one other thing I would like to discuss, so now we can unlock that. And if we click on that, we can skip an hour free. And that could be a good way to get some of the items from the chest as well if you just want to watch some ads. I'm not going to watch ads right now. But one important thing to know is what these 3 items on each club. So you got power, accuracy, and guideline. Power determines how far the ball is going to go when you use different sorts of power. Accuracy is going to be once you get to the hole, there's going to be kind of like a mulligan or a gimme kind of effect where it'll give you more tolerance if you miss the hole directly on. So the more accuracy you have, the more lenient the game is going to be the closer you get to the hole. And guidelines is, I'll show you once we get into a game, is when you move your shot cursor back and have your power, it's going to show you a line going forward of where you're aiming. And the higher that is, the longer it's going to be to kind of give you a little bit better read. So you can see if we have max, the arrows going forward. And the more you have of that, the further those are going to be out. But for now, we're just going to kind of bank this off the wall, get into this position, and then we'll full power it over into this little marker. And then we got to get the power right, but I think it's somewhere within an orange maybe, red, yellow. Let's see. Just missed it. Okay, not bad. 4 is okay. Generally, once you get better, you want to aim for 3. And then once you become a professional elite player, then your goal on this hole is definitely going to be 2. It's very possible with 2 once you get the hang of it. But starting out 4 is definitely okay. So then we got this hole, so I think all of you know what we're doing on this hole now. Let's see if we can actually get it in. So it's just going to be under orange. Let's see if we can get it. Oh, so close. I think that's pretty much the same exact distance I had last time. But there we go. We got it in. Ava's keeping up with the 7 as well, so we got 1 more hole to go, I believe. Okay. Alright, this hole is another hole-in-one hole that you definitely want to practice. So for starting in this position, it's a little bit over orange with the 1 power club. And you want to aim just at the tip of that little hard green. And I got a bad ricochet there, damn it. But okay, we're going into a shootout with Ava. Sometimes when you go over ramps, you'll find it's very unpredictable. And sometimes it'll do things that you don't expect. So that's just one of the things in the game that you'll just have to get comfortable with, is every now and then everything's not going to go as you plan, so don't ever get too frustrated over that aspect. So let's see, last time we were further back and it was over orange. I think it may just be a hard yellow, maybe a light orange to get us close enough. That's good enough for the win. You don't always have to be perfect. Sometimes it's just good enough for the win. So the top 3 players are guaranteed, where if you come in 4th for all these first few maps up to this Lava Land Original, you'll get points for coming in 4th. It won't be a lot, but it'll still be something. Once you start getting Pine Forest 2 and above, then 4th place you don't get any points. And then eventually, once you get to be familiar with all these other maps, then Elite, that is definitely where you're going to get the most points, and that's how you're going to be similar to competing with these people on the leaderboards. But one thing I advise you is don't really compare yourself to these people on the leaderboards yet, because they have a 44.8 multiplier. So for every amount of points that you're going to get, they're going to get 44.8 more if you're just basics. So for example, if we go back over here, right now we don't have a multiplier, so whenever we get points on leaderboards, if we come in first, we're going to get 200 max. They're going to get 44 times more points than that on their leaderboards, so we have to play 44 more games, which is very uncompetitive. So definitely don't try to compete with those guys yet. You're only allowed 100 games per day to get ranked in the leaderboards. So right now we're actually ranked number 30. So we got 600 points, and the person in first has 7. So there's different types of leaderboards where you can get points. So there's the leagues, which depending on how far you get in the leagues, you may be able to advance to some of these other leagues. And then you'll have your rank in the country, and you'll have your rank in the world. So these two are a lot harder to get points because you have to be top 50 in the world and better. Whereas your league, it's a little bit easier to get into there. And then you'll see later, also once we get clans, it shows friends right now, but in the future, once we get a high enough level, we'll show the clans. But let's keep going. Alright. Gabe may be a little tricky. He's got a 3 power club. Let's see what we can do. So this one, again, just... Now we want to go on the other side. Hard orange, I think. Yeah, I just missed the angle, but we had the distance correct there. Gabe got a hole in 1. Alright, going on to the next hole. Alright, so this one, you generally just kind of want to do a light little hit over. This gives you a good angle into the hole. And you can just yellow it into the hole. And Gabe got another hole in 1. I don't know. You a botter? Or you just very good at the game? I don't know. It's very hard to get another hole in 1 on this one, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess. If he gets a hole in 1 on this, I'll be sus. Alright. If you start here, this is pretty good, because then you can get it further enough where if you hit it over here now, we should be able to get it over, so we don't have to worry about that weird bounce. And then we should be able to yellow it into the hole. Perfect. Nice 3. And that just really depends on your starting position. So depending on where you start, some holes are much easier than others. And never give up. So Gabe had a 2-shot lead, but now we're tied for first. So we're going to go into a shootout. So never discount yourselves. Sometimes people have difficulty on certain holes. Make sure just to play them through till the end. So now we're at the same shootout hole. I think we're starting to perfect this. Alright, so this one is, we're a little bit closer this time, so I'm going to do a hard yellow. And that should get us nice and close into the hole. Oh, almost perfect. So that was pretty much exactly perfect of what you wanted, 0.05. You really can't get too much better than that. I'm super happy with that. Alright, so then we can see we're very close to getting to rank 3. And then once we do get to player level 3, we'll unlock Rocky Mountains. But let's continue. We need to get some more points before we get there. Load Loading. There we go, found a game. Alright. This hole, it's quite tough, but you're just going to want 100% it off this. Try to keep it to this side. And then this is kind of more pro level, but you want to kind of get enough power just to bounce it off here. And then sometimes it'll get you in for the 2, but 3 is very common. Don't be upset if you get a 3. Getting that angle right is a little bit difficult. Alright, let's see what we have. So this is a new hole for us. So this one, you just want to kind of orange it. And then max power it over. And then if you get the right angle, it's easy into hole with just a yellow. There we go. Okay, waiting for Rita to finish up. Alright, and it's this hole again. So you can get a hole in one on it, but it's very hard. So as I said, just kind of like to get it into position over here. Then it's a light yellow. Brings you into a hole every time. Nice and easy. So we win. Now we reach player level 3. So now what we'll see is we've unlocked Rocky Mountains. So this is a fun map. It's very hard with low powered clubs. It really favors people with higher powered clubs. Are we enjoying the game so far? Yes. And at level 3, we've unlocked Piggy. So you'll find Piggy in the shop up here. And then you can increase the amount of rewards you get by Piggy over time by how many chests you collect. So under the eye, you can see how many points you get for the different kinds of chests. So that's thinking of the future. And then for now, also don't get tempted by some of these club deals over here. Just kind of let them go for now. There's going to be better clubs that you'll naturally get as you go forward, so it's not really worth spending the gems unless you're a player who's interested in buying some gems. Could be a good way to support the game developers if you really enjoy the game, but for now we're just going to be focused on free-to-play because there's no reason you can't have fun playing this game as a free-to-play player. So make sure every day, if you are a heavy player in the game, to complete these daily challenges. So let's see, some of the ones that we have now in the beginning is equipped one different club. That's easy. So we equipped a new club. We can now collect that. Win one match. So we have to finish within the top 3 positions in one match. Easy enough. Find new balls. Collect club cards from chests. So we have to wait on that. Alright, I'm going to kind of speed and cut this video, so I'm going to go through watching a couple videos in order to skip 1 hour, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so then after you've gotten through all the ads, then you can get your rewards. So what do we have to do again? Let's see, find new balls and chests. So now we got a new ball. I'm going to stick with this blue wave one for now, but we can collect that. We don't have anything to upgrade a club yet, but now we have to win one Mountain Rocky and win one match. That's pretty easy, so let's just start that timer and let's go to Rocky Mountains. See if we can win a match here and complete 2 daily missions. So this one you'll just want 100% as far as you can to get down here. And then you want to hug one of the sides as far as you can. I didn't really get it far enough, so now I'm going to have to bank it off this wall and hopefully get a nice bounce in here. There we go. Nice 3. Now we got to wait for everybody else to finish. So in the background, the timer has already started for how much longer these other people have to play. But as soon as a bunch of people start to get the hold, the timer automatically just goes to 10 seconds. So make sure to play quick. Alright, so this one gets easier the higher power club you have, but for now, just kind of mid-yellow. Get it over here. That's not a good position, but just 100% it down here now. And then try to get it in. There we are for the 3. 3 is very good. The goal once you become a professional player is consistently get this 1 and 2. Once you get legendary balls, it makes it much easier, but those are so hard to get. Alright, so for this one, just kind of go through the sand. We're going to get it a little bit closer, and then I think it's somewhere within an orange to get, somewhere around an orange to hopefully pop it in the hole. There we go, that's very nice. Alright, so we win, so we should have 2 daily challenges now. And hopefully we'll be able to collect a new chest. So once you complete daily challenges, you'll get different levels of chests. So the first one is just a basic chest. Canada ball. That's pretty cool if you're from Canada. Spend gems anywhere. They're making us spend gems. Level up. So play matches to earn XP and upgrade 1 club. I don't want to spend gems yet. I mean, I guess we... Alright, just for the sake of the video I'm going to do it, but in general I wouldn't recommend spending gems. So spending the gems on that. Just to kind of show you. So now we upgraded that. And then we can complete those 2 daily challenges. Generally, I wouldn't recommend spending the gems yet on that because it's not a very good club. Definitely want to spend your gems wisely if you're a free-to-play player. I'm not going to connect with Facebook, so let's see if I can get a new one. And then you can get 1 free chance to replace a challenge a day. Otherwise, you have to wait for the reset, or you can spend 5 gems in order to do that. So I guess we're going to keep that accuracy over there, and if you click on it you can see what each of those does, but I think my description is a little bit better. Alright, so now we just need to play a lot more games in Rocky Mountain to get to level 5. So we got a while to go there. And then you can see all the other bunch of different levels that you need to get. So let's just play a couple more games, and then I may do a split video. So this may be part 1, and that may be a part 2 to kind of show you some games later. Let's see. So now we'll just full power it out, and then we want to try to get the angle right, and we can get it too. So it's going to be orange somewhere in here. Oh, so close. So if we had better accuracy, that would have went in. But because we only have 1 accuracy, there's pretty much no forgiveness for any missed shots. So usually around like 3 accuracy is kind of what you want to aim for, because that would have went in with a 3 accuracy. But continuing on, so we go back over here, and then we get it up just a little bit, and again it should be somewhere within the mid-orange, aiming at the hole. And that one came out a little bit hot, so we missed it. That's okay. 4 is still a very good score if you have a 1 power club. Wait for these other people to finish. So this is just my preferred way to go on some of these holes. As you can see, you can either go left or right. And it's just depending on kind of finding your way of where you have more comfort. For me, I like going straight down the middle. But if you find going off to either one of the sides is a little bit easier for you, by all means, go for it. There's no right way to complete any of these holes. These are just my preferred ways. Alright, this one, then I like to get it over here. Doesn't have to be perfect, then you just shoot it off to this side. And then it should give you a pretty good angle into the hole. And then it should be somewhere in orange for 1 power club. You just aim it at the hole. It should go in. There we are. Just have to make sure to time the moving boards back and forth. Alright. And then this one. For a 1 power club, I don't know how much I need. For any other power, it's hard yellow. I'm assuming it's probably going to be somewhere in orange. So I'm going to say about here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sorry, Fabiano. I did a little bit better than you this time, but good game. Alright, so we won. Moving forward. Now we got up to level 4, so that was pretty quick. That was a quick level up. So the more, the higher each of these maps you get, the more XP you'll get for winning. So definitely keep that in mind as you get better. The higher the map you play, the more XP you'll get. Alright, so for this one, you'll just want to kind of like bank it off here. Which side am I closer on it? I don't think I'll be able to make it out with 1 power. Maybe I did. Okay. So then you just kind of blast it out over here. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. Okay. And then we can just get it in the hole. You used too much power, you hear. That was a cool dunk. Okay. Your second shot was really cool, but your first one you used too much power. Yeah, wait for these other people to finish up. And so all these normal balls right here, they don't make any difference. They're just cosmetic, but there are legendary balls you can get in the game once you progress really far. Most people will say they're mostly just for players that have been in the game for a while or spend lots of money. You can definitely get them as a free-to-play player. They'll just be a lot harder and a lot more time-consuming. But you definitely don't need them to be a really good player in the game. Alright, so this one is just timing. Wait for that board to go, and then you should be able to get it in hold. Did I use too much power? Nope, I used just enough. I did use a little bit too much power, but it was enough to get into the hole, so I'm happy. Sometimes you'll find that if you use too much power, it'll bounce out. Very frustrating, but what can you do? Alright, this one, just full power it down. I'm going to try to get it to the side a little bit more this time. That's a little bit better, so now I don't have to bounce it off, and I can just go whoop, and then get it in. So some of these holes, you'll notice there's a little depression. If you land on the depression incorrectly, sometimes it won't automatically just fall into the hole like you think it would, because all of it funnels into the hole. So that's one of the skills that you're definitely going to have to learn, is how to land the ball in those depressions, because it does make a difference. And it can be very frustrating sometimes if you land it incorrectly, because the shot that you think you should make doesn't go in. Alright, so then again, just hit it over here, get that right angle. This is just going to be a hard yellow now, because we're a little bit closer, and that should go right into the hole. Oh, whew! Alright, it was just under a little bit hard of yellow, but we still got it, so I'm still happy. Fortune was with us. Okay, let's see what we have now. This is a really hard hole for one power because it's very long, but you just want to time it and then shoot it down here. Kind of get it off to this left side as far as you can, so you can get a good angle into the hole. And then for one power, you're just going to have to max it over. And then we don't have enough power to get it to the hole, so we'll just hit it out and get our 5. So for one power, 5 is definitely acceptable on this hole. Once you start to get a little bit better, then your goal is going to be 4, and then 3, and then once you get a legendary ball and a 4 and 5 power club, definitely you're going to want to start going for a 2, because the 2 is very achievable with that combination. Alright, this one, we've seen this before, so you probably know what we're doing. We're aiming for the left side as far as we can get it. That's very good. And then just get it over there. And in the hole we go. Alright, so we were so far ahead, the game automatically gave us the win because nobody could possibly catch up. We'll play one more game, and then I think we'll save the next one for like a part 2 of this beginner account. Alright, so we'll just max it out over here. Try to find a good angle. I think it's somewhere in here, in the right power. Definitely the right power, but I didn't have the right angle. Now, one of the things you may see, it may look like cheating, but it's not. So some of the legendary balls have an effect where they can rapidly, very quickly go out of sand. It kind of looks like cheating. It's not. It's just one of the effects right now that the legendary balls have. We don't know if it's a glitch or not, or something intentional that the ball can actually do. But they can definitely get hole-in-ones on some of these holes. Now I got to figure out how to manage to get this one in. So I got to get creative now, try to figure out my angles, and oh, I almost had that angle. That would have been real cool. But because we only had 1 accuracy, we didn't have enough accuracy in order to help us get into the hole, but that's okay. So now we're just going to hit this down over here. Get that angle to the left as far as we can. And then just full power it down here. And then we just got to get it out, get it into the hole. So if you have, this is one of the reasons you definitely want a higher power club as fast as you can for Rocky Mountains. At least 3 power is ideal. 4 and 5 powers, definitely once you can achieve it, but it's definitely not a requirement in the beginning. because there are some maps that'll give you some more points, such as Snowy Valley, which you can do a lot better with just one power club, and Mayan Jungle. So for now, my recommendation would be kind of just skip Rocky Mountains until you at least get a 3 power club. You can play Pine Forest a lot, just to kind of get familiar with how to play that one, because you can do really well there. But Snowy Valley, this is very decent map to learn how to play for one power club players. It just takes a while because you have ice now that you have to deal with over here. So let's see. For now, we're just going to try to hit it into this little corner. And this should give us a good angle over here. And then I think for 1 power, it's like a red. Maybe just mid-orange, but that's still okay. 3 is very good. But in practice, you can definitely learn how to make 2 on this hole. There's a couple different ways that you can make it. But definitely if you're just first starting out, just try to learn how to get the 3 on this hole very consistently. And learn how to play the ice, because the ice can be a very difficult element to learn. Alright, so this one, we're just going to want to hug this side. And then we're going to want to shoot it over in this angle. And then we'll want to almost just under full power, because we don't want it to go too far. And then we can get in the hole for a nice 4. Again, as you get better, your goal on this hole is to get the 3. But 4 just starting out should be our goal. It's very achievable for no matter what power club you have. And the key is really consistency. Find your different shot lines, figure out how to get to the hole from the different starting points. And then this one, definitely learn how to get the hole in 1. It could be hard because it's far away, but I just generally look at the hole itself. And then it's somewhere in a light to mid yellow, and that should get us right in the hole. Alright, so that is going to be a video for now. This is part 1. I guess I'll do a part 2 later in the week or next week. But right now we're at 100% win. Let's see how far we can actually get until we actually lose. And for the rest of this series, I'm just going to start going through the beginning 1 power of all these and end at Lava Land. So if you're interested in watching more, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in future videos. And also be on the lookout for some of my other videos where I'm playing the Elite over here with some of my best clubs and the legendary balls to figure out how Elite and some of the best players in the world kind of tackle this. But for now, see you later.